Aloha, y'all. Daniel Aaron here, your guide to vibrant living. And I just got a great question. It seems so obvious now that I haven't spoken about it in this way. I wrote about it in my book, The Art of Spiritual Leadership. And I was on a call with a colleague today, and they said, "What is spiritual leadership?" Great question. And part of what I love and what I loved about writing this book is it's a really new field. I mean, yes and no. Of course, we've had spiritual leaders. I know you can think of some for eons. And we've had leaders that we wouldn't call spiritual leaders that have come from spirit. So what we have now, though, is a very cool opportunity. And just by tuning in, we are furthering it in the field, furthering the development of that. And it is this field, other kind of field, this area, this realm, this topic of spiritual leadership, right? And of course, leadership, we could just define as being of influence, helping, assisting. All of us are leading. At the very least, we're leading ourselves or not, right? By default or consciously. Are we able to progress toward our goals? Are we able to get ourselves to do the things that we say we want to do? Are we able to move out of distress, challenge, problem, negative thinking, limitation, and move ourselves into positive, powerful, beautiful states? Well, the truth is sometimes yes, sometimes no. And our skill as a leader is in developing that, being able to do it more. Now, what is spirit? And then so it goes from there out, right? Then we are more of an influence on those around us, even just energetically, vibrationally, whether we're actually meeting people or not, we are an influence on them energetically, vibrationally. And check out the work of Dr. David Hawkins, and he talks about the scale of consciousness. And one of the beautiful things in there is somebody at a very high vibration, maybe it's a Jesus, a Buddha, a Mother Teresa, a Byron Katie, somebody who's vibrating at such a pure level, such a level of unconditional love, their vibration is energetically balancing out many, many others at a lower, more selfish vibration. So we are always being of influence for others. We are always leading others. And sometimes we choose to step into it more consciously or overtly or in a position, right? Maybe it's in our family or in our relationship or in our organization, our community, or maybe in government. There are so many different ways that we can step up in our leadership. And then last piece, if we tie in spiritual leadership, well, that's about taking our connection to spirit, our values, our vision, our potential, what we've awoken to in our own spiritual life, right? And maybe love, maybe gratitude, maybe kindness, right? These qualities coming into, right, our leadership, how we impact others. And the more that we can be connected to our higher self, a power beyond ourself, unconditional love, whatever we want to call it, and have that be out informing us, feeding us, sustaining us, guiding us, the more our influence and the impact we have becomes spiritual in that sense. It's a slippery slope when we try and define spirituality, right? It's not about wearing malas or an orange robe or having some position in a religion or organization. Those aren't necessarily spiritual. Here it is, though, briefly, 2 metrics for spirituality. 1, how comfortable are we with ourselves in our own skin? How much have we learned the lesson that we are divine, worthy of love, more than good enough as we are? That's 1, our own self-comfort. 2, how much good, how much love, how much service can we offer into the world? How many lives can we make better by being ourselves, the work we do, what we say? These are the measures of spirit. Spiritual leadership is having the ability, not just the ability, actually doing it, making a positive, uplifting impact on those around us. All right, I hope that makes sense. And since it is a new field, I would love to hear from you. How would you define spiritual leadership? What does it mean to you? What are you doing to advance it in your own lives? All right. Thanks, y'all, for tuning in. Aloha.